You're live.
We're live and ready to go.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Good, that's good. It doesn't seem like we're live anyways. We were talking an hour before this.
Yeah, well, are you going to introduce yourself, your show?
No, I'm not, because, it's kind of, the show is Magoo.
Magoo.
And you just Magoo shit because, I have a couple friends up in Boston, and, whenever we do something illegal, like make an illegal U-turn or like cut someone off, there's some sort of road rage in Boston, which is, it's here too in Florida. I have road rage all the time here. And when I do something illegal, I say, fuck it, I'm going to Magoo it. So that's kind of basically the whole premise of the show is we're just Magoo it.
Okay.
Just go on and just,
You don't even want to tell anyone who you are?
No one needs to know who I am. And if you want to tell them that, who you are, that's fine.
Well, I'm Paul Daniels.
I'm Jim Bell.
Yeah, no, I don't want to tell people who I am. My name is Sammy. They don't need to know anything else. That's it. Keep it simple.
Wow, he's mysterious, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
You're a very mysterious guy.
I try to be. Because the great thing about living life is, you could be mysterious. Where sometimes people expose their life a little too much on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no need to do that. Like, why don't you expose yourself in the real world, like when you go to Whole Foods?
Oh, I've done that.
And you can pull your pants down, you can do it. You might get a citation, but it's okay. You can still do that.
Yeah, I'm still not allowed in Market Basket.
My grandparents used to call it the moolas.
See, I always do that too. I had to correct myself.
You call it the moolas too?
Yep, and it drives my wife nuts.
Yeah, that's a real Northeast way of saying Market Basket.
Yeah. Do they have them down there?
No, they don't have it. Like
not yet.
There's no. Yeah, not yet. Maybe they will, but then they'll lose the experience of what Market Basket is.
No,
Market Basket is its own kind.
It's more for your dollar, like they advertise.
Yep.
Right, even the experience is kind of like walking into the 50s. Like they have the checkered board floors.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the way people dress, they wear the tie with a little produce jacket and the mechanic, patch on the chest. It's a real nice experience going there, and they have Publix, Winn-Dixie here, and it's not the same. And that's the problem with these big chain grocery stores like a Whole Foods. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, you're in Whole Foods.
Have you ever been in a Whole Foods, Jimmy? Whole Foods?
Is that a shopping mall?
Yeah, Whole Foods.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like everything's fucking organic and all that shit.
Yeah, and it's expensive.
Yeah, have you ever been in one?
Yeah.
I've never been in one.
You guys never been in a Whole Foods?
Jimmy has, I haven't.
The best piece of ass you'll ever see is in a Whole Foods.
Yeah, do you know why? Because her fucking rich husband's paying the fucking bill.
Yeah, what do you want to see? A poor papa fucking shopping for pork shoulders? I want to see a bitch buying filet mignon.
Dude, I remember going to fucking Atlantic. There was only two of them up in Mass. And my mother'd be fucking pushing the carriage with a fucking cigarette hanging out of her mouth. That's no shit. They used to put sawdust on the floors.
I remember, yes.
No, in the fucking store.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And one of my first jobs at 16 was working in a grocery store, and they would put sawdust in the produce department. But not because people were smoking cigarettes, but I get
so they wouldn't slip.
I understand what that would look like.
Well, like I said before, like in the early 60s, you used to be able to step on a cigarette in the store.
I remember being able to smoke in hospitals.
Now, do you think they should have kept that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
well, now you can't even smoke fucking fake cigarettes in an establishment.
I know.
Even if it's a vaporizer.
Right.
Yeah. When I went to, what's the name? The Leahy Clinic. The whole fucking hospital grounds is no smoking.
Yeah.
And
college is like that, too.
Well, my dad was real sick. He was dying. We were on a death watch. And there was a whole bunch of us. And we went around this fucking retaining wall and shit and started smoking. Just out of decency. Go around, nobody can see you. This fucking fat little squatty motherfucking security guard comes around the corner. He's like, Yeah, there's no smoking allowed on the campus. Like 6 fucking of our heads turned and just looked at him. My brother goes, if I was you, I'd get out of here. Fucking guy just turned and walked away. Not another thing said.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, because you have no power as a rent-a-cop, and usually when those rent-a-cops come up to you to reprimand you, I notice they always begin it with like pulling up their pants. You know, they're always fixing themselves or something. Like in the shirt.
Like what's his name? Fucking Farley there from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pulling his pants up.
Yeah. Or even what's his name? Kevin James and Mall Cop. He would do shit like that too. Like they're always fixing it. Like they're just adjusting everything, getting it ready to go because this is the first time they reprimanded somebody in a long time.
Yeah, and he picked the wrong group of people. I mean,
right.
I would have pulverized him in 2 seconds, and I was probably the least scariest by far out of that group.
And you know what the funny thing is? He's security. If you pulverize him, you're going to have to call the real police. So he'll end up making a phone call anyway. So it's like, come on, bud.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time making a phone call from the fucking IC unit fucking that he works at.
Right. The receptionist would do that. Or maybe there's a police on standby.
Well, they're calling his next of kin.
Yeah. No, it's a weird job. Because you basically take on the role of being a police officer and you don't get the credentials and people treat you like one anyways. Like, I mean, I can't imagine being a police officer, what it's like, especially in this climate.
Look, if somebody was causing a real ruckus or doing something really disruptive and he tried to do something and they were laughing in his face or giving him shit, I'd stick up for him. Pick your battles. We're out of sight having a cigarette. And by the way, we're putting the cigarettes in our pockets. We're not even throwing them on the ground.
Wow, that's a gentleman move right there.
Oh, I learned that.
I would never put a cigarette in my pocket.
I learned that doing construction on places where they people's houses where they didn't want you to smoke.
I separate the filter from the tobacco, and I drop the tobacco on the ground, and I put the filter in my pocket.
Exactly. You make sure it's completely out. You put the fucking filter in your pocket.
Yeah, there's no tobacco in it when I put it in my pocket.
It's kind of like if you're going to shoot somebody, you bring a revolver because you don't leave the shells behind.
Or you just or you just get a fucking plastic fucking shopping bag and put it around the gun.
Man, do I feel like fucking banging I can't even think of the word now.
Oh, a tranny?
Tranny, that's it.
Yeah, that's what we had in store for you, but fucking Jimmy dropped the ball.
No, I played it. You didn't hear it, but I played it.
Oh, you did play it.
Yeah. It's on
yeah, we didn't hear it. He played a clip from fucking when you were back on the show, we were talking about the trannies.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was the one when you go, all it says is, I want to fuck a tranny. And you hear, what? And then you go, well, I want to fuck a hot tranny.
Right. You want to fuck a hot tranny. You don't want to fuck another. That goes for anything because it basically, I don't know. It's the experience maybe of like.
We're not going to go back into this. We're not.
We're not. Like fucking a unicorn.
We could play the whole clip. It's 5 minutes.
No,
I don't want to play the whole clip.
No, we got that part in. That's all I wanted. I just wanted that. That, by the way, that's how your show began.
No, that was like 3/4 of the way through. I'm lucky because usually I was pushing forward.
Yeah.
No, it's
It was like the last 20 minutes.
And I think because there's some trainers that you see and you basically it's not like it's like I'm gay. I want to fuck a trainee. It's the mystique. It's kind of like fucking an older bitch.
No, it's not. It's really not.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
it really
it's
is
not.
Because it's that mystique. It's like even though she might be saggy, let me just test the waters a little bit.
Yeah,
oh yeah, she might be able to move in ways you've never felt before.
Fucking an old bitch, one thing. All right, fucking a tranny, completely off the difference. It's completely different.
Yeah, one I'm participating in, the other one I'm not.
Yeah.
No, you don't let the tranny fuck you.
Oh, bullshit. You know you want to be the bottom.
No, you don't want no. You don't want to be the bottom. You don't let the tranny fuck you.
Okay.
You do what you got to do, and you don't even acknowledge the dick.
I see. I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah, it's a little
no, it's just
too much.
Fucking yeah. You're surrendering too much.
What are you surrendering?
Your masculinity.
Why is it?
Because you're having sex with a man. That's
so
why.
Let me say something.
Okay.
So you don't look at. So say you're gay.
Okay.
You don't look at a gay person as being like masculine. So even if there's a gay dude that could kick your ass, you'll be like, this dude's still not masculine.
Well, no. That means he can beat me up. That's totally separate from if a guy's having sex with another guy, right? He's not the most masculine man in the world. 90% of them aren't, anyways.
So we got to backtrack. What makes a man masculine?
I don't know, how do you define masculinity, but I'll say this: having sex with women is definitely one of them.
Exactly, you have sex with women too.
No, if you're having sex with a guy, just because you installed a pair of tits on it, it still makes you gay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it does.
So what happens if the majority of people you fuck a woman or the opposite sex of you, and then you dabble in a tranny?
You're gay.
See that it's funny how society makes these ground rules to like what sexuality is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because gay would mean honestly, gay would mean that you don't find a woman attractive.
All right, then you bi.
Well, most.
All right, how about that? You bi. You're bisexual.
Women that are going for the He-Man look, no, they're not very sexual.
If you fuck a tranny, then and you're still fucking women and you're attracted to them, then you're bisexual.
Okay, I'll take that. And now,
but bisexual is still gay.
But what I won't take now is you two saying that you never had an experience as a young man.
With another young man?
With another young man. And be
never.
Dead honest.
I'm being 100% dead honest with you, dude. Never.
Even like the early stages.
Here's the story that just brought back.
Why do you?
Yeah, I pissed in the kid's mouth.
But was it sexual? Or were you just doing it just to be a douchebag?
An idiot. I was only about 6 or 7.
That's being a fucking psychopath.
Well, yeah, that's more just being a douchebag than faggy. Your dick wasn't in his mouth, was it?
Yeah. I peed in it.
Was your dick in his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's kind of creepy. I never peed in
his
mouth.
Well, put it this way. I had another 5 years before I'd be ejaculating.
That's what I'm saying. As a young man, you have these experiences, so that means everyone's gay at this point because you do these weird things.
No, and not everyone's gay.
Your dick.
Not everyone's gay.
No, not everyone's gay, but I think the great thing about being human is the sort of, it's like the yin and yang sign. You have this balance, and the people who are afraid to recognize the balance that you have. So look at the yin and yang symbol. It's black and white on each side. Mm-hmm. But the opposite side, so the white side has a black dot in it. Mm-hmm. And the black side has a white dot in it. So what does that represent? Balance. And then that line right down the middle of the yin and yang symbol is that center. That
right, so that line down the middle is fucking a dude.
No, it's having balance. It's having variety in your life.
You can have variety without fucking a guy.
Just like having different guns.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have...
I agree with that. You could have variety, but I don't... It's not like I'm out there fucking guys, and I think that straight guys that like trannies are maybe not gay.
No.
Like I said,
no.
The end result to ejaculate...
You're getting off to a guy.
You're giving off... Yeah, exactly.
It's a guy. It's a guy.
It's
in a biological sense.
No, in every sense.
Every sense, exactly.
Yeah. When you do a reach around and there's a fucking dick waiting for you, it's a guy. It's a guy in every sense of the word. DNA testing. It's a guy.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna disagree with that. It is a guy, but it's the femininity that guy may be portraying. even though it's masked up with his tits and some other bullshit.
Well, that's where your bisexuality
the guy is also
comes
mimicking some sort of feminine sense.
I
think
you're trying to put a fucking. You're trying to put a fucking You're trying to draw a lot into something that doesn't need to be there. If you're fucking somebody with a dick, right, and you're a dude, then you have gay tendencies.
I don't think so.
I do.
Because here's the thing about sexuality in my mind. There's two sides to it. There's femininity and then there's masculinity. Okay? So I think you could be a man and you could portray femininity, and you could be a guy, or vice versa. You could be a girl and portray masculinity. That you see butches walking around.
Yeah, right. They're not very appetizing.
But listen, if you'll see a butch walking around, you'll be like, this chick's tough. She could probably kick my ass because she has guy qualities.
Yeah. I know a broad that can grow a fucking full beard.
I don't know a broad.
But it's still a broad.
But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, as we're moving forward as humans, sometimes yes, biology does matter. I totally agree with you. But also, it's not just biology; it's what you are portraying. So like, let's just say you meet a girl. She's 100% girl, but she has these masculinity things that she does. That's a bit attractive. Because you don't want a girl to be too feminine, because then it's like, she's too innocent. She's a little, I don't like this. What's happening? It would kind of ruin the motion.
You want to get down and dirty?
No. Do you like girls that are very feminine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
I do.
Really, like, feminine to the point where, like, it's almost like you're taking advantage of them.
I don't care about that. I have no fucking morals, so why would I give two fucks?
So you guys are the type of people where you like probably big gangbangs. You like to see a little.
No, not that. No, I've never had more than
ropes.
I've never been in a threesome or anything like that. No, but I like femininity. Yeah, I'm far over masculinity. I mean, given the choice.
But I think nowadays. Because, you guys are old-timers, and I think a lot of old-timers think in this narrow perspective. And
it's not narrow.
It's not narrow. It's, if you have a dick, you're a guy. I don't have sex with guys.
But it's not just about that. It's also about the portraying the femininity. It's not like I could say, hey, I want to turn into a woman.
People do that every day by putting a facade on. It's the same thing.
But those would be like
it's not them.
But that would be like a drag queen or a cross-dresser, right? Because they haven't 100% committed to being fully feminine.
I had fun at a cross-dressing convention.
But if we go back to talking about, we're talking about Trannys. There's a difference between the tranny and the cross-dresser.
What?
Yeah, I know.
There's a big difference. Hormones, you're not changing the biology of your body to portray more of a female quality. Yeah. That's the difference. So
it's still not a big enough difference.
I saw one, and he was good looking.
Yeah. This is how, like I said, if it's a guy, I don't care if it was a guy that totally committed and got the sex change and everything, right? I still wouldn't fuck it. It's a guy. It's not a real cunt. They're not real tits. It had a dick.
And see, and now I'll go back, because I could agree with you in a sense where like, I never did anal, and honestly it's not that enticing to do anal to me.
I don't like it either.
It smells like shit.
Yes, it's not a clean experience.
Exactly.
It's not a clean experience. But now I'm sure there's some trainers out there who maybe, they clean out the pipes every now and then. They'll probe a tube up there and start cleaning shit out. Ugh. So then you have a different experience if it's just a guy that says, hey, I want to be a girl on Friday and Saturday night. That's a different experience. So the point is, the pussy does get wet for you. And it's amazing. And that's a sign that says, hey, I'm supposed to be here. This is great. This pussy's getting wet for me. I love this. This is amazing. So I do get your perspective. But what I also don't get is that I do not think if someone goes and bangs a tranny, they are not gay. I think.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm never gonna change my perspective.
I wish we had a big enough following where you could take polls because.
How ironic! Take a poll.
Take a poll, yeah. I got that. That's a good one. But you get what I'm saying? It's like it sometimes it's not about the biology. It's about the aspect that they're portraying.
No, because when it comes to
because
when it comes to sex, it's all about biology. It's all about biology.
See, I call that narrow thinking. If it's all about biology,
I call it reality.
It is reality, but is it reality for a guy to put on high heels and a skirt and be masculine?
No. How about a guy not put on high heels and a skirt and just be a guy?
True.
Like I said,
that's very true.
A lot of guys, they're married and they do that cross-dressing.
What a fucking bunch of weirdos.
He goes, my kids ain't too happy with me.
No shit!
Like I said, they came into a hotel. It was Hilton in Woburn, and they were just coming in. And then guys were coming in with beards, with dresses on, high heels. That's when we knew something was fucking up.
How you doing, Daddy?
And see, that's the thing. That's not what a trainee is.
Buy a girl a drink.
We were all done golfing for the day.
Freak that wants to get a little jiggy with it.
No. Trannies are freaks. They're all freaks. All of them.
Totally. I would agree with that.
There's something wrong with the way their mind is wired.
So
not saying it's their fault.
What happens if a girl is she's not lesbian, she does not find women attractive, but she likes to tie a motherfucker down. She likes to put some ropes on you, but she's all woman. So would that be being, something fucked up in the wiring of the head?
I didn't get what you're saying.
So say a girl's a dominatrix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, which is ropes and shit like that, right?
Yeah, I know what it is.
They like to do some crazy shit. Maybe they got a sex swing in their bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay? Would that mean that wiring is fucked up because they have this weird sexual fantasy?
No, that's just... that's exploring.
Yeah, as long as nobody's harmed by it, I don't see anything wrong with it.
You're only trying to get more pleasure.
Yeah.
Tying somebody down and doing something unnatural like that?
Tying them down, it all depends whether they want to be tied down.
Exactly, as long as it's two consenting adults, no.
But
you're not gender role playing.
So that goes back to saying a guy that's married and has kids and a wife is over there dressing up as a girl. Wouldn't that be exploring too, like tying a rope around a guy? Wouldn't that be a mutual agreement?
Well, is the guy that's dressing up as a broad, right? Is he out sucking dick?
But let's leave whatever they're doing.
No, because they're connected. If a guy's just going out and dressing up as a broad because it makes him feel, releases some kind of anxiety,
less stress.
Yeah, then that's one thing. But if he's out sucking dick, he's a queer.
So now you're just putting specifications. Now you're saying you're making up the rules as you go. Because also, here's the one thing. Now, what happens if this dominatrix likes to tie men down? She fucks the men, and the men end up fucking her. But she likes to tie people down. But she also likes to slip a finger in the asshole.
No, because you're with the broad.
I have my doctor do that once a year.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, so when your doctor does it, does that make you queer?
So at the first time when she went to stick it at my ass, I goes, "Can we have a 6-pack first?"
Listen, I think you guys are making up the rules as you go.
No. Yeah. If you're having sex with a guy, you're queer. If you're having kinky sex with a woman, you're having kinky sex with a woman. It's two totally different things.
So let's backtrack now. We gotta clear this roadmap, and this is how discussions, end up progressing. So let's define what a guy is.
He's got
two balls and a dick.
Yeah, he's got an X and a Y chromosome. Oh, no, that's a woman. Right? Is it XX guy?
I don't fucking know.
Whatever.
We're the ones that supply the why.
If you take a DNA test, right, and you come back as a male, then you're a male. And vice versa. If you're having sex with a man, you're gay. Or bisexual.
You guys are missing one point that would make your argument valid.
What?
And you're missing the point of saying, hey, a real gay guy that likes gay people, likes other men, acts very feminine. Mm-hmm. So this is the point you're missing. You're saying, would it be acceptable because my argument is saying that it's not so much about biology, it's about what side you're portraying. So if you portray the feminine side, to me, you're more female, and if you portray the masculine side, you're more male.
There is no feminine.
If you're a guy, you're a guy. Oh, here you go, Jim.
Depends on what you eat for food.
So, Jim, if you're getting a blowjob from one and you don't make eye contact, you're cool.
It's the aspect they're portraying.
It doesn't matter what they're portraying. Fucking Stallone portrayed a fucking boxer. Fucking Arnold's hunted predators.
When I think of a female, this is what I think of. I think of high heels, because I like high heels. I think of tight mini skirts, and I think of a nice tight blouse with some nice luscious hair, maybe some lipstick, a little bit of makeup.
Yep.
So these are the aspects that come clear when I think of a woman.
But what's the one thing you don't think of when you think of a woman?
The one thing I don't think of is
a dick. A dick. That's what you don't think of when you think of a woman.
I don't think of that, but you know, I think a lot of
so now you think of women with dicks?
No, I think a lot of straight guys who you know might fuck a tranny, because I never fucked a tranny. But I'm saying if the opportunity came and you know and she wasn't bad, maybe we could get jiggy with it. Maybe we'll make it happen.
You're saying if you're drunk enough.
You are one demented fucking child, dude.
I don't think it's demented. And the point you're missing is it's not like you're pulling down the skirt to grab the dick. Maybe you lift the skirt up. Maybe you don't look at the dick. Maybe you just grab them by the hair and pull that wig off. You know. So no, I really wouldn't have a wig. That was just a joke, but. But the point that I'm trying to say, it's not so much about the actual dick.
Yeah, it is. That's the main thing.
Main course.
It's the main thing.
I think a lot of straight guys who may like
your genitalia defines your sexuality.
I don't think so.
What you stick
it's the
it
absolute defining.
What you stick it in don't matter.
What's the freakiest thing you've done in bed?
See, I'm not a fucking freaky person.
I've
done anal.
I've tried.
That's the freakiest thing you did. Like the atmosphere around it. What were you doing?
Yeah. See, like I'm a pretty fucking just a standard.
We were in a hotel room in Route 1. I tried pissing in a cup, and I couldn't do it. And as soon as I pulled my dick out, there was piss everywhere.
Jimmy used to do swinging.
So that's pretty freaky. And while you're swinging, there's other dudes swinging their cock around. And
but I'm not touching them, thinking they look good.
I wouldn't.
They're
think
guys.
You'd be focused on the pussy. You'd be focused on the woman at that point. You're focusing on the female aspects of what that woman is.
Your sexuality is defined by your genitalia. That is the defining thing.
You know what defines people's sexuality is the amount of estrogen and what's the other
testosterone?
One? Testosterone. When they start playing with it, they're going to figure out with the levels why people are gay.
Gay. What makes you gay?
I don't get that. What do you mean they'll figure out by your levels? So in order to understand what gender you are, you have to go to a fucking lab and get blood work.
No, I wouldn't.
Pretty much tell you whether how much estrogen you got in your system or how much testosterone you got in your system.
For me,
you know how new of a system that is? Humans been around for so long, and the system of testing people's blood is fairly new. to the lifespan of how long a human's been around for.
Yeah.
So that does not define gender to me, because that's new age medicine. That's what that's called.
No, it's still
but it's still old age biology.
Exactly.
We just didn't know it.
They've been doing it for centuries, millions of years.
But also, when the beginning of humans, like let's go back to caveman days. The beginning of humans was based off of the role you played. So a man would be the hunter and gatherer.
Yeah.
A man would go out there and do these certain things that a man would do, while the woman stayed home and portrayed the feminine thing. So it became recent where now society split into this point where we don't have to fend for ourselves. We could go to Demulas and buy steak. You know what I'm saying? So with that shift in society, I think also, the way you portray yourself as whatever sexual being you are, that changes as well. So I think, do I think a tranny should have a third bathroom? No, I do not think that. Because I think the real way to do it is by saying, hey, this person identifies as a female. Let them use the female restroom.
No!
That's the ultimate version of a person saying, hey, this is the side that I portray with. This is what I am.
If a guy went into
doesn't matter.
If a guy went into the bathroom with my and I had a daughter, and there was a guy in there with, I don't care what he identifies with, he'd be identifying with the fucking broken fucking eye socket.
But what if that person's just taking a piss?
I don't care. He doesn't belong in a woman's bathroom.
But what would make that person a woman?
Having a cunt.
To a woman's bathroom, what would they have to do to identify?
Reproductive system.
Yeah, you got a fucking uterus? Let's see it.
But what happens if they portrayed themselves like a woman and they did everything?
Don't force me to live their delusion. They think they're a woman. That's just what you said.
Let me ask you, Sammy. Say you brought your 12-year-old daughter to the mall or something like that, and she goes into the bathroom. Now, you can't go in. You got to stand out front. And you see this fucking hairy motherfucker walk in right behind her wearing a dress. You're going to be cool with that?
But Paul, you're also not nervous if you're a man and you have a 12-year-old son and that son goes into the restroom, right? I get it, you can't be there. You could be there, but let's just say you are there. You're in one urinal, your son's in the other urinal, and then the man walks up and looks at your son's dick, or maybe tries to make a move. Yeah, you could cut it off instantly right there because you're there, right? But it's basically the judgment of what that person would do.
No.
So you could still be a sexual predator, be a man, be legal to go into a men's restroom, but still touch a little child or touch a man.
Yeah, but at least I can be in there to see what's going on. My daughter is alone in a bathroom with a guy. I don't care if it's fucking wearing a dress. I would knock that fucking thing six ways to death.
Do anything though?
Huh?
You see, and this is the same argument that people could use with guns. It's like, what if that person's, you're just assuming that person's bad. So you're automatically losing faith in humanity.
No, what I'm doing is I'm taking something out of the equation before it happens. Not saying it's gonna. It's a preemptive strike.
Like that?
A man does not belong in a woman's bathroom. I prefer you have men's, women's, other.
I don't.
I ever caught a fucking man in the bathroom with my daughter. I'd break fucking bones he didn't know he had.
There are more crippled people than gay people.
What if that man was not looking at you? But that man, again, is portraying feminine qualities.
Don't care. Don't give a fuck.
Dressed to the part from the outside looks feminine.
Don't care. I don't care.
If that same man is not doing anything...
and
not touching your daughter, you have no right to go after them. That's basically accusing people of a crime that they never even committed.
They don't belong in a woman's bathroom, period.
But what if they identify with being...
I don't care if they identify as a fucking rich cracker. I don't care what they identify as.
Like I said, you're forcing people to live their delusion. That's, you know what I mean? That's against fucking the Constitution. Don't trample on my rights.
You're forcing the Constitution, rule number 1 says freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want. Speech is also fashion, right?
Fashion?
Fashion. Yeah, fashion is speech. You portray yourself. You portray what you are through how you dress, right? So
not really, because I don't care what I wear.
Well, no, fashion is important because it's a way to represent yourself. Maybe you dress to the type of character that you are. Where someone who maybe is the opposite of what maybe someone who's born in the hood may dress a little different from you, right? Yeah. Or a mafioso guy may dress a little different from you. So by the way they dress, it makes a statement.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with someone that wants that a man that identifies with being a female.
No. Not even close. Not even close, because you want to go into a bathroom, a grown man going into a bathroom with a 12-year-old girl without supervision. Are you fucking crazy? What about her rights to not feel uncomfortable? Some fucking guy's fucking swinging his hog in the fucking bathroom.
I use the men's restroom.
Intimidating them.
Public restrooms. I never see someone's hog. You pay attention to your shit. You do your business. There's stalls up.
There's accidental.
You're not pissing into a bucket in the corner of the room.
I don't care. He does. A guy does not belong in a woman's bathroom under any circumstances. Any.
I disagree with that. I think that if the guy identifies as a female and plays the part of...
There is no identifying as.
Yeah, so, all right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just identify as anything.
Exactly. I might as well be a she.
Now you're going off the rails at that point.
No, it ain't. You're the one that went off the rails with them.
Yeah, Sammy, you're totally on the wrong side of this, brother.
And this is why I'm not, because this is why I agree on having a third restaurant.
That's fine. I have no problem with that. You can have a third bathroom. I'm totally fine with that.
Biology, because now you're creating a different type of species within the human race.
No. No, they're doing it.
They're doing it, not us.
We're not doing anything. We're defining.
We're just living.
We're defining the norms. They're the abnormal. If they gotta take boo-hoo, they gotta take a little shot. Too fucking bad. They're the ones fucking with the norm.
No, I think
that's why you indoctrinated. Sammy, how old are you?
Kind of person.
And they are a third kind of person. Fucking, they're a guy that wants to use a woman's bathroom. No.
But you're also forgetting the fact that person. You can't just say it's a guy that wants to use a woman's bathroom. That's a wrong way of identifying. You have to say it's a guy that identifies as a female that has female qualities.
I don't give a fuck what they have.
Than masculine.
Do you know what they have? A fucking mental disability.
This is the problem with because I think I'm more Republican, and the problem I have with identifying too much with being Republican is the fact that rule number 1. Freedom of speech. You could do what you want. So
freedom of speech does not mean having access to a fucking...
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You say I'm this type of... I am not a male. I feel like I'm born in the wrong body and I want to be a female.
You can say that.
He can do that. She can do that. Whatever you want. But don't force me to live his fucking delusion. I'm not about to give him any space.
They're encroaching on other people's rights to feel safe.
They're getting in my face.
But that's the point of living in this world.
And freedom of speech doesn't mean
getting into people's face.
And freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of action. It means freedom of speech. You can say I identify as a woman, but once you start encroaching on other people's rights, then it becomes a problem. And men going into women's bathrooms is a problem.
Full men that don't identify with being a female. Absolutely,
you've been fucking indoctrinated by the pages.
So what's to say this, Sam? Right? Today, I'm a regular heterosexual guy, but I want to go check out some young girls in the bathroom. So I'll put on a dress and I'll identify as a woman, and now I get to go in the bathroom.
Well, you could do that. You could do that in the men's restroom too.
But,
oh yeah, women are gonna rape men.
No. So I'll tell you the story. I was at the gym at LA Fitness, and there was a sauna there. And there was this fucking guinea that walked in, big belly and everything. And everyone cleared the sauna, and we started talking. And he started tapping me in the fucking leg. And doing these sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
So he was doing the same thing you're talking about as someone who identifies as a female going into the female restroom, coming on to someone a little too strong. The point is, what I'm trying to say is, you could do this even as a guy in a men's restroom.
But one doesn't change the other.
So the point is, you are assuming humanity is automatically bad, and you are assuming that people who say I identify with being a female are going to go into a restroom and immediately
nobody said humanity was being bad.
No,
it's the same case Republicans make.
Every human being is good and every human being is bad. But when you open the door for shit like that, Sammy, the first thing that goes off, especially in a sicko's mind, is, well, I can go look at young girls. All I have to do is identify as being a woman.
Exactly. You're just feeding into these kids that are going to be, what do you call it?
You're giving psychopaths a fucking carte blanche to fucking do whatever they fucking want.
When's the last time you went into a restroom and saw a police officer standing there?
Never.
Well, in Boston.
Yeah, but the fucking old Boston Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that at nightclubs when they hand you towels and shit, but they want to get tips. That's the reason why they do it. They give you a breath mint or whatever.
Yeah, go fuck
yourself. They do that in nightclubs.
Cops don't do that.
Cops don't do that. So what I'm saying is, I could go to a female restroom right now, dressed the way I'm dressed, and still do something that's bad.
But that's not the point, Sammy.
I'm wearing fucking.
Sammy, you're deflecting from the issue. You're deflecting. You're giving scenarios that are completely different and have nothing to do.
It has a lot to do.
No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. You're allowing men to go into a woman's bathroom. All you're doing is you're asking for trouble.
You're
fucking asking for trouble.
I don't think so.
Boy, you are.
It's not like you're allowing men. It's like these people.
You're allowing men to go into women's bathrooms. You are by the nature of the subject.
Just because he says he's a woman doesn't mean he is.
It means nothing.
There is no I dream of Jeannie, snap the fingers, and now I'm a cunt.
So how come you could be, in life, you could be anything you want to be. Your character could portray anything you want, but if your sexuality is telling you you're this, you can't be that.
You got a fucking problem. If you're that torn over yourself, you got a problem.
No, but it's not like that dabble. It's like they make that. What happens if you cross that full line and say, I'm transitioning to the opposite sex because this is what I want to be, and you make that full transition. It's not like you're going back to being.
What grade you in? The first or the fucking 18th?
Well, here's an example, Sammy. Right? If I say I identify as a lawyer, should I be allowed to practice law?
Well, you obviously got to go through the motions of practicing law.
No. Yeah. They didn't go through the motions to be changing their sex.
You don't think putting on high heels and a skirt and wig and makeup is not
and they still go home with the dick at the end of the night.
I'll put on a suit and buy a briefcase. How about if I identify as a doctor? I'll get a fucking white coat, a stethoscope, get the name tag, Dr. Daniels, and I can just pull somebody's fucking gallbladder out.
No, you can't do that because you got to go through the motions.
Why?
You don't think so
I identify as it.
There's a big case of people who want to switch over to the opposite sex, and maybe they regret it, and maybe they're like, shit, I want to go back. And it's not as easy to go back because your life is kind of stained with that. So I think that if people really feel adamant about making that switch, there's a lot they have to do anyways.
And you
got to be 100% committed.
Did you know people fucking that identify as an opposite sex have like a 40% suicide rate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of person I want in the bathroom with my daughter.
You feed into them. You let them do it.
Pressure on them? because they're closing them off to being what they really want to be?
No.
Don't you think it might be because of that?
No.
I don't care why it is. I don't give a fuck why it is. I don't want that person alone in the bathroom with my 12-year-old fucking daughter.
Just like I don't want someone in a Walmart with a concealed carry weapon.
Yeah, but two totally different things.
One's legal.
Once again, two totally different things.
Take that gun out and shoot me very easy and kill me. Very easy. That person could do that.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything to piss him off.
I'm just trusting the judgment of that person to be responsible.
Well, you have to to a certain extent.
There's where your faith comes in.
The same thing with letting people who identify as the opposite sex use the opposite restroom.
No.
Because you've got to trust that judgment. That's the point of the society.
No, it ain't. It's not the point of society. Society is to better ourselves and do things. Oh, I'm screaming.
Jimmy's getting a little excited over his face is beat fucking red.
I have to go and take this show 2 hours then. I like it when they get Jimmy riled up.
Holy fuck! I could see it coming. I had to tap him. Take it down a notch, Jimbo.
You guys are coming from a narrow-minded point of view.
No, we're coming from a point of view that the vast majority of people accept to be reality.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
Why is there a big change for this shit then? Why is there this big, kind of progressive movement?
Do you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Every social experiment that fucking liberals and shit do fail horribly. And then do you know what they do? They leave the fucking ashes of what the fire they set for people like us to clean up as they go on to their next social experiment to burn down the next building.
Like what? Name one.
Fuck, I can name a gazillion.
Antifa, Black Lives Matter.
There's a good one. Socialism. Fucking
communism they want.
Yeah, socialized medicine.
But this has nothing to do with an individual person saying
the public school systems. Look at the public school systems. Yeah, they're a fucking mess because they turned them into a social experiment.
You're a part of it. You've been brainwashed, indoctrinated.
It's an individual saying, "I identify as this, and this is what."
I don't care what you identify.
Exactly.
Because
I identify as a tree.
So at the end of the day, if you don't care about what someone identifies as,
no, I don't.
I don't care that Donald Trump identifies as a Republican, and I don't care that Joe Biden identifies as a Democrat, because that doesn't matter. So, but also, there's a lot of Republicans who may hate Joe Biden because he identifies as a Democrat. So but that's what I'm trying to say. You are trying to muzzle people's
But that's a policy. It's not biology. You're trying to take the essence of who you are and throw it out the fucking window and say, that's false. My reality is right. No, your reality is wrong. If you're born fucking a man, you will always be a man. I don't give two fucks what you identify as. Do it. Live your life like that. But don't ask others to live that life with you.
You don't think you would feel more weird if you're a guy and you're using the restroom and also someone who comes in dressed up as this fucking woman that identifies as a woman is using the restroom? That would make me feel uncomfortable.
That's true. And I would feel uncomfortable. So once again, I'm all for
but that's for that. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that than the 12-year-old girl.
Then use the handicap bathroom. Handicapping weirdos.
See, now the handicaps will come out and say you're making fun of us.
Oh, no, you're right. So, all right, men's, women, handicapped freaks.
No, I don't think that should happen. Because I believe in maximum freedom. I believe that everyone should be able to be whatever they want to be.
So their delusions get to trump my freedom.
But I'm not trumping your freedom.
Yes, you are. You're sending a fucking man into a woman's bathroom. Or a woman into a man's bathroom. Don't belong in there.
Why are you assuming that these people are going to do harm?
It's not that the fact they're doing
I'm not saying...
It's just fucking wrong.
You're fucking with the status quo. And when you fuck with the way things have been, that have worked for a long time, right? You usually find out your little experiment's going to fail.
Slaves a long time ago.
You people think you know everything. I'm telling you. You're
Jimmy,
just fucking blind.
Jimmy, don't say you
slaves
people.
a long time ago.
I'm talking liberals.
Slaves were picking cotton. So do you really like that system?
What system?
The fact that the Constitution was being written while slaves were picking cotton.
Actually,
it was legal at the time. You didn't live back then there, so you know nothing about it. Legal. Just like I know nothing about it.
So do you think it was easy to be a person of color in 1776?
No. I don't care.
No, I don't think so.
Just like I don't care.
They found their own destination.
I identify as this.
I didn't go over there and make them come over here. It's their own destination. It's called history.
Oh, shit.
It is called history. And you didn't also go over to that person that identifies with the opposite sex and make them change. You also didn't do that.
I'm not going to draw injustices from the past to try to justify bad behavior now. It doesn't work that way.
I'm not identifying that as bad behavior.
Look, if you have a problem with your gender, right? It's not the rest of the world's problem. That's your problem.
No one's putting on the rest of the world. We're just saying I want to use the other restroom.
No.
It would be more of a problem to create another bathroom.
No, because at home in your family, you share the bathroom with a man and a woman. All right? Yeah, that's the only place you do that.
The societal norms.
Or besides when you get married and you got kids. I mean, everybody shares a bathroom.
I'm telling you,
Sammy,
genders. Right? Most social experiments of this nature go wrong. They go horribly wrong.
It's not a social experiment. It's not. I honestly think it's updating with the time.
No, it ain't. Do you know how many people that are actually gay? It's like 0.02 of the population. And why are we doing this and driving everybody's shit out?
Actually, I don't even care about the gay part. It's the fucking using bathrooms. Live your life how you want.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They're a small population, and they want to tell the rest of us what the fuck to do.
Yeah, you call me
sick of it.
Call me a she.
You could still use your restroom that you use. They're not telling you what to do.
It's
yeah, they are. They're telling me what to do. They're telling me I can't beat the guy up that's fucking a 12-year-old girl.
But he's not doing that. Republicans use this case with abortion. They say, what about the woman that got raped and had a baby? How often does that happen?
All right, we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go, Sammy. We got about a minute.
Can we this another hour?
We can do that.
You want to do another hour?
Yeah, I can do it.
Let's do it.
Do you got to block it in?
No, it's.
I think next
I'm
week
not going to play the next show.
Another point of view on. Get another point of view on.
Oh Jesus, I'll find a few.
Bring that on. That'll be great, and then we'll have a week to really think about arguments and sort it out because
Well, this was Paul's idea was to go look that up, and I spent fucking a lot of hours looking to finally found it.
Yeah, and we stayed on the fucking whole show about it.
Yeah.
Well, so far, but we are going to leave this subject. We beat this horse pretty good.
We beat the horse good, but it's, and I think most younger people would agree with me.
Yeah.
I think so.
And not for nothing, most younger people are stupid. They really are. They can't use a fucking can opener.
Do you? But that doesn't make people stupid enough. Do you know the amount of wealth right now that younger people hold? It is the greatest it's ever been. So obviously there's this movement of young people being smart, getting successful jobs, being successful in life. So the fact that I can't use a can opener does not mark my success as being good or bad.
Till the power goes out.
That's true. I understand that how society's this thin facade and it could be taken away, really quick.
Jesus Christ. If I took away fucking all these snot-nosed kids' fucking cell phones one day, they'd be fucking shaking like they hadn't had their fucking fentanyl fix.
And you're not like that?
No. I watch a lot of YouTube, but it's YouTube. I'm just watching fucking old TV shows.
You're still
and
on
stuff.
the internet. You could be out walking the beach. talking to people.
But I grew up watching TV and shit. Don't get me wrong. But I wasn't social media all the time and fucking taking pictures of what I'm having for dinner.
Yeah, that's getting a little crazy. That's getting crazy, that whole thing, because now it's like people live these different lives.
Yeah, it's an alternate life.
Right. And you know, at the end of the day, I don't see anything wrong with that. Technology allows that to happen. Like, it's okay to do that. What really matters is the life you actually live. And I think people who do a lot of the social media shit, they forget about the life they actually live. But in a lot of baby boomers, they'll look down upon kids. And I think this happens every generation. I think
They're
when
whiny.
I get older, I'll look down upon the generation before me or after me. So I think this happens all the time. And you're looking down upon young people. But I think young people hold a lot of wealth, and they did great things, and they created great businesses and different ways to make society easy. Who created YouTube? Do you think that person was 50 years old?
No. But the thing is, the person that started the technology back in the day, yeah, they weren't fucking, they were older men that started the technology that everyone built off of.
So
they were older men.
You have to make this shift to going back. So let's look at a great inventor like Ben Franklin. He was an older man, yes. Also, people didn't live long back then. Also, in order to have some success, you had to be a man, and most importantly, you had to be white. So that kind of narrows the
No, it ain't. This fucking discrimination shit's a lot of horse shit.
No, he's talking back in the day.
Right, in Civil War.
No, in the 50s and stuff. Jimmy, you can't deny it.
No, the 50s, they had it better off than they did today.
Do you know what? In a way, you're right. In a way, you're right, because Black America was doing better financially in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Totally.
Than they're doing now. Absolutely.
Because Democrats came along and they tried to buy a vote.
Yep, and they said, just go on welfare.
Yeah.
And we'll take care of you.
You're very right
but you got to throw the husband out of the house.
And to get extra money so you can actually eat, you got to fucking sell drugs.
Did you know back in the 60s and the 50s, more black people owned their own business than white people?
Right.
Yeah. No, that's true. And also they couldn't get loans on a house.
Well,
so
yeah.
The suburbs were created because white people were given loans.
And I will admit it.
Yeah, but white people were working and they had the money.
Well,
supposed to tell them, go live in a fucking ant.
No, it was because we were working in factories that had a steady income.
Yeah.
And when you owned your own business, banks kind of stayed away from you because a business can fall.
Right.
Yeah. Well, also you were black.
And you were black. I agree.
Yeah. That's good. That's good because I talked to a lot of Republicans that they will try to deny that.
No.
I'm glad you denied it. You come up with that. But
oh, yeah, absolutely. How we treated Black America after, all right, just say after the Civil War. Because I'm not going to discuss slavery. I have nothing to do with it.
It was legal. It was at the
I don't even want to.
They did at that time.
I know. Slavery was all over the world back then.
But also, Jim, the problems of today, in any country, the problems of today stem from the problems of the past.
No.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'll agree with them on that.
There are some things.
But the thing is, right, when the Equality Acts and all these acts were passed, oh, by the way, by Republicans. Democrats shot them all down.
I agree. I'm not totally. The Democratic Party, they killed Black America in the 60s and 70s because they tried to buy that vote. And I see they're still doing that today.
The KKK was a Democratic, a strong arm of the Democratic Party.
Joe Biden doesn't want half the picks that he picked. He's doing it to satisfy Black America because he knows he lost the black vote.
But the thing is, Black America now, they just have such a fucking chip on their shoulder. All right, if we're so racist, right, how come there's black-only TV, black-only college funds?
Right.
You know, that doesn't sound too racist to me.
That sounds racist, actually.
It is. Same thing with the refugees when they come in. They put them in all together. So they would come up with Ilhan Omar there.
And don't forget, going through the public school systems, they're taught then it's because of the white man that they can't go anywhere.
Right.
You can go anywhere.
You know what's funny? And I see this all the time everywhere I go, whether it's Boston, Florida, even, other states I visit. There's always, an older person working a minimum wage job. And, I think, where did this person go wrong? This person's 40 years old and bagging groceries. This person's whatever. And maybe, I went to Marshall's and this person was white and she was a cashier and she was about 40 years old. So
That's about right. You join the service when you're 20 and you retire when you're 40 and you go to a second job.
But also some people do it differently. What happens if you're a white family and your parents own their home and they did everything right, but they pass away and you're the only child and they give the home to you? Now you have this big chunk of cash and you work at Marshall's. So it does create this sort of wealth inequality because this person really never earned a dime. This person's living off of the parents, inheriting the home. And after a while, the home builds equity. So this problem, so now this person in 2020 has a home that's worth $600,000. Now this person did nothing with their life. They ended up working at a minimum wage store. The reason why they have a big chunk of money in 2020 was the parents got loans back then when white people could get loans for them to create the suburbs. So just because the time's shifted now, it doesn't mean the chain is linked back to back then when things were kind of unfair. So when I see these movements...
No, go back and look at them as unfair. That's just not true. That's not the majority. That's the fucking relative few.
You don't see a lot of older people working minimum wage jobs?
Yeah,
no,
and you know what?
Not a majority, no.
First of all, look, it comes down to this, right? I don't care how somebody got their money. I don't care how they got their job, all right? Are they doing their job well and receiving their check and going home? I don't care if you inherited money. That your parents had the forethought to build something to leave to you. Why is that?
Yes, that's the point of wealth, is to build money so you could leave to your seed or your offspring.
Yeah.
But also, if that chain started in the beginning where it was unfair to people, where, for example, only men and only white men could get something because maybe
only men and white men?
It takes a while to build equity in a house. It takes a long time, decades.
All right, so what do you suggest you do then? Take that house from the person and give it to other people?
Yeah,
no, you can't.
Go rent.
You can't do that.
So what do you do?
Good question. We've been trying to figure out that for a long time.
Yeah, how about you just leave it be?
You could leave it be, absolutely, but then there'll also be this idea of this chip on someone's shoulder because maybe the beginning was unfair. Maybe the reason why this person has whatever they have was because it happened during an unfair time.
And
we all had unfair times.
Sometimes things are unfair.
Exactly. That's what they make it exclusive to them because we're poor. This is what happened to us.
How about you stand up, shake yourself off, and go out and do something instead of pissing and moaning? Wouldn't that be more constructive?
Yeah, put the drugs down.
I agree with that, but also you can't look past the time, the unfairness.
So how do you level the playing field?
I don't know. It's obviously not working with the democratic system that they put up in place.
No, it's not working with Democrats. Let's get it straight.
That's what he said.
Democratic.
Look, this is how you build wealth. Rich people are always going to be rich. All right. So what you do is you let them be rich. They open up businesses, people get employed, they make more money, and everyone's boat rises.
Get rid of the illegal aliens.
Yeah, we'll take them out of the job force.
And you'll see the wages go up.
But then it won't be practical to do business if wages go up.
No, it will. A lot more than demanding $15 an hour from McDonald's. You're just putting them out of business.
Or they just mechanize.
I think, and here's an answer to your question, Paul. I think the way you could change that is by teaching people a skill set that they can learn. Where there's nothing wrong with
that's where trade schools come in. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, but you also got to figure out a way and learn a craft. And if you're in McDonald's, maybe you're in the hospitality world, then you become a better cook. Then you work at a 5-star restaurant. Then you slowly build up. Next thing you know, you're cooking for a wealthy dude privately, and you have your own gig. So yes, absolutely, small business. And business in general is important because it trains the workforce to go out and open their own
and improve.
Everybody's an apprentice.
Here's the thing: when you demand, all right, say $15 to work at a McDonald's, right? McDonald's now will hire no young kids. They will hire older, more experienced people because why would you hire kids?
Right.
Because kids are fucking, they think everything happens overnight. They listen to these Gary V, and next thing you know, we say and do this. The problem is there's no education.
I feel sorry for your generation.
To get into a craft. Like you said, you think every school should have some sort of trade that you could learn. Absolutely. I think they should have a smorgasbord of different things that you could learn, whether it's a trade or not.
Specialize in, like in medical. People, like I said, you want to be a nurse? Let's go. You got to go to this school, that school, and they teach you to be a nurse.
Here in Salem, New Hampshire, our school is a technical school. It's a tech school. It's
a high school.
It's a high school and a tech school.
Right.
That's how they should all be.
Well, some tech schools you do a week in academics and then you do a week in trade.
Right. Yeah, that's the guy you went to the.
Yeah, I went to the trade school.
They should have a mixture of both, like they do in Boston growing up. There was the vocational school in Wakefield.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I went there.
Yeah, and that was a technical school where, like, if you want to fully dive into the trades, you learn a bit of both.
You did a week of academics and a week of trade, right?
Right.
Right.
Well, it's half a day, half a day.
Oh, okay.
Right. And they do. We have that.
But you can't look at somebody that inherited money and say, well, that's wrong because they're taking advantage of their parents that took advantage.
Trust fund babies. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, just say you inherited a really expensive house.
A white person that inherited a house from their parents.
Yeah.
Right.
And lived in the basement the whole time.
My brother got my parents' house, and there was 14 of us, and he wouldn't share with nobody.
No, we can stay out of that one right
now. He was the baby.
Well, he got rich. He got rich off of someone dying.
And not much. He sold it for $50,000. He could have got fucking 100, 200 for it, but he didn't.
The north end of Boston, when it was a dump, no one wanted to live there 50 years ago.
Right.
When my grandparents came here from Italy, they went to the north end because it was the cheapest place they could afford. If they held on to that building, they would be millionaires. So over time, equity rises, things change, your property maybe become more valuable. So you inherit this big lump of money. And if we really want to talk about every person contributing to society, they're really not contributing to society if you inherit money and choose to sit on your ass. There's too many people that I know in Boston that did that.
Yeah, but that's not your business. That's not your business what they choose to do.
It's not my business, but this all stems from a time where America was a bit racist.
But it doesn't matter. You can't tell somebody how they should live their lives because their parents took advantage of a system that was perfectly legal. What are they supposed to do? I'll give you a third of my house. Go fuck yourself.
No, I don't think they should divvy up anything that they have, but I'm saying it still creates this unequal playing field where, it's not like white families who got a house in the 60s are having black children. It's not like that's happening. So it continues this unequal playing field.
But life's not fair.
I don't think they should, split up the house. I think, politicians should sit down.
Then what should they do? You're the one complaining about these people inheriting a house and doing nothing with it. What should they do?
Because I'm one of those people that's gonna inherit not a house, but a chunk of money.
But what do you suggest? What would fix the problem that you are speaking of? How would it be fixed?
I don't know. That's what politicians are for. And this is the problem with politicians. They can't sit down and have a conversation. Because Republicans want to forget about it and Democrats don't. They don't want to come together and have a conversation and try to make.
What do you mean Democrats don't? Democrats do nothing but call us racist and they blame us for doing what they're doing.
They do, but then also what Republicans say, well, what do you want to do? And then they get mad when you make certain things legal, like maybe, being a person of color and getting a college scholarship or a loan,
What do you mean? Affirmative action?
Yeah. Then they make that happen, and then Republicans
yeah, that's fair.
That.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's worked out good. Look at the quality of the public school teachers.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's working well.
What do you think? What do you think we could do to kind of level the?
We'll stop indoctrinating our kids so that they can actually think for themselves.
This is how you fix the public school systems, right? You figure out how much it is for each student per year. Say it's 12, 14, whatever thousand.
20,000.
Some places, yeah.
No.
But say in your town, it costs $14,000 to send your kid to school for a year. If you're not happy with the public school system, you can take that $14,000 and put it towards sending your kid to a private school. Or a charter, or a private school.
Right.
Watch how fast the public school system snaps into shape.
And they'll actually start teaching these kids instead of indoctrinating them. You got to have life skills, and you people they never gave them to you.
What do you mean by life skills? I think life skills start at home.
Common sense. Right up the top of the bat is common sense. People don't use it. You go by feelings instead of fucking by brain.
Look, Sweden. Everyone says Sweden's a fucking socialist nation. They're not capitalists. They're socialists. Yeah. They're not. All right? They're capitalists. And this is what they do. They allow parents to take their kids out of the public school systems and put them into private schools using the government, the money that you pay to the government.
Same money that you would have got, yeah.
And then they compare the public school to the private school, and in the course of a decade, the public school system almost absolutely caught up 100%. They were failing. But once you brought competition into it,
right,
the public school systems...
See, that's what we're talking about. Because like I said, they weren't teaching you to be smart. They were teaching you to be a good citizen.
That's what weeds out the shittiness and
you got no creativity.
Bad seed, and that's a good way of doing it. I think that's brilliant.
This is how I define it.
But we don't have that because private schools set their price, and a lot of families can't afford that.
That's because the city won't pay them. They can't afford it on top of paying.
Public school teachers don't believe that school is there for the children. They believe it's there for them. It's a source of income. That's how they look at it. Mm-hmm. They're the laziest people on earth. It's 180 days.
Those are the laziest people on earth, Republicans, because they've been doing this for decades. And nobody's doing nothing about it.
Public school teachers have a 180-day year, right? They get full-time pay. They get awesome benefits. And what do they do every year? Gripe. Oh, it's so hard to be a public school teacher.
I gotta buy my own supplies.
Yeah. Tell that to a fucking mechanic that's got $250,000 worth of tools behind them.
Exactly. We probably won't fix that much in cars in the next 10 years.
Yeah, it's literally an investment until it's like a second mortgage.
Right.
Yeah, no, they should do that. They should do that with the healthcare system too. Weed out some, make some competition so you don't have an oligarchy of people that just run shit.
Well, here's the problem here's the problem with our health system. You can't go to a doctor, right? Say you have to have a gallbladder removed or something like that, right? And you say to the doctor, well, how much is that going to be? He can't tell you how much.
Right.
So you could go to another doctor in shock.
Right.
Right.
If you knew what the price was. Yeah.
And then
Trump started that.
And great business ideas will be created because then you'll have all these different apps. You'll have like look what happened around the restaurant business. You had something called Yelp pop up, and it kind of tested the validity of that restaurant. And I'm not a Yelp person. I don't look at reviews when I go out to eat, but people do, and that's what would happen within the healthcare system, and it would expose people who do shitty business.
Right. Here's an example, right? Do you know why nobody gives a fuck? Because most people have insurance, so they don't give a fuck. Insurance will pay for it, right?
Right.
But you look at things. Whenever you ever seen the price of a procedure, a medical procedure, go down?
Never,
right?
It's always going up. Okay,
because insurance covers it, right? LASIK eye surgery, it used to cost like $10,000 an eye.
Well, then went down to $5,000.
Now it's $200 per eye.
Is it?
Yeah. Do you know why? Because insurance doesn't cover it.
Oh, yeah?
So it made competition.
Also, they get it. It's not this undiscovered thing. They slowly do research year by year, and they hone in on.
Yeah, no. But if
it makes the system easier.
But if LASIK was covered under your insurance, the price would have never dropped because the insurance company's paying for it.
They would have never had that will to
because there's no competition.
The second on the tit.
Right. That's very true, but no political party wants to have that conversation.
Trump did.
Yeah.
He did. He wanted to have that conversation, and everyone called him a monster.
No, the media changed the story. See, that's why the Democrats are getting away with so much is because this media. Everybody knows it, but yet they're still doing it.
Right.
That's going to be a big bomb one of these days, especially when the revolution comes.
And John Stossel, who was a fucking, what do you call them? Fucking libertarian.
Libertarian, yeah.
He even said, he goes, Donald Trump knows what he's doing. He understands.
That maybe know a little bit better,
Well, you got to remember, he was paying insurance. He was paying insurance for thousands of people.
I'm saying, why do we have to be left with these two options? There's brilliant people out there. There's brilliant thinkers that do these crazy things. Why do we have
not on the left. You're mistaken.
Do you know the only place you?
I don't consider left, but I'll just name a few. I think Elon Musk is a genius.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like him.
I think Jordan Peterson is a genius.
Oh, love him. He destroys you calmly.
Who, Jordan? Oh, with the biology thing, yeah.
Yeah, he just beats you up and never raises his voice.
Yeah, I would disagree with him on that aspect. I think Sam Harris is brilliant. He's great. I think even certain comedians are the true form of grassroots.
Like
if you think of guys like Joe Rogan, I think he's brilliant.
He's fucking incredible.
There's a lot of brilliant people out there.
Anthony Cumia.
Joy Behar.
Well, he's
Joy Behar. I'm gonna punch you.
I told you, I used to like her when she first came out.
I think Anthony Cumia is a bit too much sometimes. Like I think he leans a bit.
He means well.
I like him. I listen to his show. I think he's awesome, but he does lean a bit too right.
Well, you got to remember.
What's too right?
You got to remember.
Going to church?
Anthony Cumia started out in fucking doing fucking tin knocking, all right?
Right.
He got lucky. He got fucking lucky and got a break and became a multi-millionaire. And now he sees everyone saying
that everyone, though.
Because he made it, he owes somebody.
He doesn't know nobody.
Nah, that's why he's leaving New York.
He doesn't know nobody, and I think most of a lot of success, especially nowadays, is created through the humble beginnings. So, like you guys say, you don't like Elon Musk. Why don't you like Elon Musk?
We both love him.
Both liked him.
Yeah,
he's doing great for the space age.
Oh, he's fucking. He's the first. He got us back into space.
I would like. I'd buy his car if I could afford it.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is we have all these great thinkers, and for 2 elections in a row, we had Hillary Clinton and Trump, and then we had Trump and Biden. Is really that, like, I'm waiting for the American people to all get together and say, is this what you have to offer us?
Trump, I thought, was great.
Yeah, he was a good one. He should have been
great. He talked to you like
cheated. What he would have got in.
He lost me his whole 4 years. Like, I voted for him in 2008. But then he just lost me and the media didn't help, but also he didn't portray himself in this way, like he was just out there blabbing sometimes and saying some shit things that are not presidential. You know what greatness is? I think greatness is when all people respect you.
Well, do you know what? He was getting shit on by everyone. If he hadn't responded, I'd have no respect for him. I'm sick of Republicans that sit there and take the media shit like a lapdog.
Yeah. The office of the president-elect, there is no such fucking thing with Joe Biden. They're just trying to shove this down our throat and get him in.
Donald Trump spoke to me like a boss would speak to me. Dude, we gotta get this shit done.
Right.
Look, I know it stinks.
Yeah, but he did too, and I worked in the trades as well, so I could relate to that, but also, he was a bit polarizing to people because not everyone's the same. We're living in this niche-based society.
Do you know why? Because
again, you're indoctrinated. Because those are the ones that
Republicans have been trained to just take Democrats' shit and roll over. And Trump said, "Fuck you. You're gonna criticize me 24 hours a day on CNN." Go fuck yourself.
But don't you think that makes the swamp a bit deeper when you do that?
No, I think it drains it. It takes the mask off it. What I noticed
is the problem with Washington is there's just too much traffic and everything's at a standstill and nothing goes ahead.
We're draining the swamp so good is that they're cheating to try to fucking beat us.
Listen, I think I'm happy Trump's gone. I'm not happy Biden's in. But I'm unhappy at the whole thing because I'm mad that we're taxpayers and at the end of the day, these people make money off of us and they still offered us shitty options. And I think it's going to create, now the fact that they cheated to win an election and now, Trump's not in, I think it's going to also create this Trump dynasty where 4 years from now, someone from the Trump family is going to try to run for president.
I think Trump's going to do it again.
I don't think we can wait 4 years. I got a feeling the revolution's going to start soon. As soon as they start taxing everybody's shithouse and all their wages went down.
Now, once they go for the fucking nationwide lockdown for the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's going to stir some shit up a bit, if that ever happens, but
that's not what they're gonna do. They're gonna let the
Sammy, you're gonna regret that Biden got into office so bad. So bad.
You voted for Biden?
No, I didn't vote at all this year. I didn't vote because
a lot of people like you that didn't vote. That's why I don't believe Biden won. Nobody went out to vote for him.
He said more people came out for Biden than Obama in 2008, which
that's bullshit.
Any president in the history.
Yeah, I didn't vote because I understood politics don't mean shit at the end of the day.
It does mean shit. You got to understand, especially in this crucial time in the country.
I created some sort of success, and it wasn't because of Trump or it wasn't because of Obama. It was because of me and everything I learned in the beginning of the trade that I chose to pursue.
Trump's the only president in recent history, if ever, that actually lost money being president.
Right.
Yeah,
gave his fucking stipend away.
John Kennedy did too.
That doesn't mean anything. First. What means more is again, I was watching this Mike Tyson interview with Joe Rogan and he was talking about Alexander the Great and how everybody loved Alexander the Great. And he was this great leader, and they appreciated him. They didn't like him when he said the Afghani people were the most beautiful people, and I want to create this race yeah, that's what he said. And they are beautiful, but they wear the fucking robes over that face, and they hide that beauty. But that's when people started to hate it. But it was interesting to me how he said that all that greatness comes from respect. and I feel like Trump didn't get that respect. So that doesn't make him great as people say he is.
No, you got talking about people that hated him. Never mind respect.
Because the media.
That's because of the media.
I worked for a real Republican. I worked for him, and he voted for Biden. He just didn't like how Trump portrayed himself.
I don't understand that because...
But see, I could understand that. I could understand being rude, crude to get your fucking voice heard. You know what I mean? And that's what he did for us.
Yeah, he stood up to the establishment.
He told the Republican people to get the fuck up and stop voting.
Don't you think he was a bit polarizing? And don't you think he could be a little better with his words?
Why?
Why? I know exactly why.
He wings it. Like, he wings
Don't you think the media could have been nice to him?
All right, so when Maxine Waters got up there and said, if you see a Trump supporter, you get in his face. You make him you make him uncomfortable. You throw him out of your restaurant.
Yeah, I saw that. That's not right either.
Did the media shit on her for that?
No, they didn't.
Nah, they do what they always do.
But here's the thing: when Trump does his press conference, I have two eyes. All right, I could watch that and I could see that, and that's just Trump. And I'll just watch him speak, and I won't watch the news. I won't watch the reaction to his speech, but I'll just watch him. And he doesn't come across as a person that I would want to have faith in, a person that I would say, "Hey, lead the way."
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
why do you think so many people want voting for him? You're wrong. Again, you're in the minority.
So have a guy that doesn't know what state he's in. Let him run the country. He'll do fine.
Joe Biden's the balls.
I'm not judging Trump off of policy or what he says. I'm not, I do judge him on what he says, but not policy. The same thing, I don't judge Joe Biden off what he says. The same way I judge Hillary Clinton.
You don't judge somebody who's got dementia?
You don't judge somebody by their policy? Oh, what the fuck are you saying? That's exactly what you judge them by.
Paul, that would be the next step. My first judgment is this person good at presenting themselves in a way where everybody could get on that boat?
Oh my God, I don't care. I don't care how somebody presents me something. If it's right, it's right.
Even though Obama was a terrible president, as to what they say, I was young. I don't know too much about what he did. But even though he was that, he still presented himself in this professional way. And it was a way where if one was correct and two was wrong, I could still say, you know what, he wasn't that bad.
All right, so here's an example. You got two employees, right? Yeah. One's a little brash, right? Doesn't say things well, fucking gets results. Then you got the other one. Oh, he presents himself great. He stinks. Which employee are you going to keep?
I would fire that bolt and find the right one.
No, you keep the guy that gets results.
But if he's ruining my business and making the customers feel unhappy, why would I want him in there?
He wouldn't get results if he was making the customers uncomfortable because there's enough customers that look at him and go, wow, he's talking to me straight.
Right.
He's not using fucking shabble babble bullshit double speak. He's telling me the fucking truth. It might be a little uncomfortable, but you know what? It's the truth. I'll go with that guy.
But you got to look at America as a business, right? And you've got to say, now, if you were running a corporation, if you were the owner of a corporation and you had a CEO, which is basically what the president would be, the CEO, and Trump's the CEO, and he's this guy that goes around and he makes jokes to women, he says these things, he makes them a little uncomfortable, but he still does his job. But he just says
you never made a woman uncomfortable before.
Joe Biden? How many women have Joe Biden made uncomfortable?
Exactly. So don't go there.
See, here's the thing about Trump supporters. They get mad when you critique Trump in the negative.
No.
What I'm trying to say is...
You're indoctrinated.
You got video of Biden grabbing young women.
12-year-old girl and squeezing her tits, which she didn't have.
Just imagine if they had video of Trump squeezing a 12-year-old girl's non-existent yet breasts.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of videos of Biden doing some shady things. And I'm not sticking up for Biden. I think you think I'm sticking up for Biden.
No.
I'm critiquing Trump in a way that makes your ideas of him being this perfect president false.
I didn't say
Nobody
he was perfect.
said, but he's perfect.
What I said was he was the right guy for the job.
He speaks for me. That's why I like him.
So here's the problem. He's the right guy for the job.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But between dog shit.
Between dog shit?
Between dog shit, which is what Biden...
No. Fucking Trump reversed fucking policies. He rewrote NAFTA. He renegotiated NAFTA. He renegotiated all the Pan-Pacific deal.
Yeah. China. Mexico.
Well, that was NAFTA. Threw out the fucking Iran deal.
Right.
Got us out of the fucking hideous Paris Accords.
You know, Joe Biden's going to bring us right back.
For the first time under Trump, for the first time since NATO existed, all the countries were being forced to pay their full amount.
And we're also energy independent from he got us that.
Yeah,
not
turned us back to
Obama.
The biggest energy producing nation in the world. Brought jobs back from China. Brought jobs back from fucking Mexico.
Hillary said the coal jobs were gone. Who's the other one? The coal jobs are gone.
Yeah, they're not coming back.
Do you think we'll be using oil for the rest of humanity?
No. Well, because we're so close to the sun doing everything for us.
Right, so it's like we could get to that point. Obviously, I think we should stay using oil.
You know where
it's efficient and it works.
You know where the electric cars are? They're the Model T way back when, and then compare it to the Vet in the future.
Right, and then 100 years from now, or 100 years back then, before cars came
I think we got enough oil for 100 years where we can do the technology.
The way of transportation before cars used to be horse and buggy.
Right.
So do you ever think they thought, hey, we would have gas vehicles?
Yeah, of course.
So over time, society shifts. Yeah, and eventually we can shift the way we use our energy.
Of course they knew
the rich get the pleasure of having first hand at the toys.
Right.
Because they're rich.
Right, because they charge a lot.
Yeah, but look, first of all, there's enough oil for like the next 1,000 years, even with projected growth. Second of all, we will get more renewable energies as technology advances. But you can't shut down the machine and expect the technology to advance.
Yeah, exactly. That ain't going to work. That's just going to kill a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, you got to slowly find a way to shift over and encourage innovation.
I already know how to supply the earth with...
Elon Musk is doing.
Oh, Biden.
I already know how to supply the earth with all the power it needs. We just don't have the technology yet.
Right.
Put gigantic solar collectors.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to get the more bang for their buck for the oil they pull out of the ground. It's going to be like, supercharged. They're doing algae. That's going to be a big thing.
Algae is a joke.
No, because they can mix it with the other stuff.
It's a joke. The size of the refineries that you would have to make would be staggering.
That's my problem with solar power.
Here's how you fix it. We don't have the technology yet, but we're damn close. You take giant solar collectors, right? You put them in orbit of the sun.
Mm-hmm. But then it got to travel. That energy has to travel down here.
Yes.
And as it travels, don't you think it would...
You take the solar energy, you convert it to microwaves, you send it to Earth in microwaves, and then you convert it back into electricity.
We're all going to be dying of cancer 30 years from then.
Really?
There's a fucking giant microwave shining over our head.
No, microwaves do nothing to you. They're microwaves.
You
have a microwave oven in your house?
No, I don't. I cook.
Oh.
I got a microwave.
I don't fuck with microwaves.
I got a microwave which I back up 6 feet.
Microwaves are harmless. We've been using them forever.
We have, and we're not. We ain't. you see these health scares, people getting sick, people.
Yeah, well, that's why.
Because people didn't do that before.
People were dying of cancer that didn't smoke. And they were blaming it on secondhand smoke. No, it was just the people didn't smoke.
Yeah, people didn't die before microwaves.
Yeah, I know it.
No, of course they did, but I think it adds this other element of danger to society. But
why? While you're talking to me, right? You're being bombarded with microwaves. They're everywhere. They're literally everywhere.
Now put a giant one over the earth and just you bombard us a bit more.
No. You put the dishes around the sun. They collect 100%. Well, not 100%. You always lose something to the machine. You beam it back as microwaves to a station, not to everyone's house.
Right.
And then the station sends out
distributes it.
So you'll have to build a station in every community.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. It wouldn't be a DC current. It'd be an AC current. You could use the ones you have now. You could use the same distribution system. You just change the oil burner or whatever it is or coal that's producing the power into a receiving station. And then you send it out.
How is it going to really work? Is it going to have endurance to
If it's an AC current, yes, of course it will. An AC current will travel. Just it would be no different than the electricity we're using now.
We got nuclear. We should be using it.
Nuclear power. There's another one.
Let that replace the coal mine.
And my buddy Glenn, this kid Glenn, he's a fucking liberal lunatic. Lives out in San Francisco. He goes, I know, he posted a thing about 2 months ago or something. He goes, I know this is going to upset all my liberal friends. He goes, I think we should start investing in nuclear power. It's clean.
Yeah.
It lasts forever.
But when there's a catastrophe, it's big.
Yeah, but
although Japan, how many people died over there?
It really didn't turn out near as bad as they said it was going to be.
But it's doing damage underneath the sea. Or the sea.
Unless you're dumping raw nuclear fucking shit, and I mean raw, it diffuses quickly. We live in a world of radiation. We're being irradiated right now.
From my computers.
No, from the sun.
It's not
even at nighttime.
Off the moon?
No, just because it gets into the atmosphere and it travels.
Listen, I'm all for, like you said in the first hour, we were talking about all for biology. Now you have fucking, solar panels flying around the sun. That's not what humans are meant to deal with. We're not meant to be radiated on.
We're not.
Doesn't that get in the way of what biology actually is?
But it's always been that way. We can't change it.
What you're doing is, you know how you put a solar panel on your roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're only getting about 12% of the sun's potential. All right? It's radiation. It's coming in. You put it around the sun where you get 94% of the sun's power. You beam it back to Earth and you use it. It's clean. It's harmless. It's a microwave.
So because the sun is constantly making contact with the solar panel, it'll create this steady current of a line that comes all the way down.
You're getting way more photons.
So okay. Yeah, we should be having conversations like that, but we don't. We don't. And that's the problem with the whole political system is you have a 15-minute debate and you have 2 minutes to rebuttal your thing. I honestly think we do have to shake up the way politics are played out in this country.
Drain the swamp. That's what we call it.
What we got to do is put term limits in.
Yeah, that should be good.
No more 35 years in Congress.
Well, that hurts because when you get a good person that comes in.
Oh, well.
You know what I mean?
But you got to do it that way you take the hit.
I know, and then you got these fucking.
They can still put that 2 cents in through, they won't lose their fans. It's not like Trump's not going to be president. He'll still have people that still support him. And if he decided to go out on his own and make his own way of broadcasting himself, he could do that. Very easy.
Oh, yeah.
We're living in a place where you could do that. You don't need these big conglomerates.
If he was smart, he'd have a, a media.
Like a podcast. Almost, not podcast, but like a media center.
He's going to own a TV station.
Right, like the Blaze or something like that.
TV means nothing nowadays. He could post the thing on YouTube and he'll get just as much exposure as TV.
Yeah, but the thing is, YouTube and all that shit won't allow it with the censoring. Right.
Or he could create his own website.
Exactly.
I think it's time to go to, what's that one there, instead of Facebook?
Parler.
No, he should just make his own website. He could do that.
Right, just open up your own channel.
Have his own service.
Because I'd be listening to it.
I'd sign up tomorrow if he did.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not going to listen to a word that Biden has to say. Trump's still going to be out there fucking posting shit. And I will be listening to Donald Trump because he is a far smarter man. He's worldly. He's been in the business world. I trust him.
They made his life miserable. I guarantee he's going to make theirs miserable.
Oh, yeah. He's not even going to the inauguration,
See, you know what?
No. He's going to hold his own rally.
Who are very Republican. They think that I hate Trump. And the people that I talk to are very liberal. They think I love Trump. And that's the real problem with the way we think as Americans. You know, we can't all
Well, we're divided, and the Democrats are the one that have divided us. Barack Obama did this.
You're doing exactly what I went to in my beginning statement, saying that we're too polarized where you can't be in the middle. Because you're automatically putting up a wall to say, hey, Biden sucks just as much as Trump, so it doesn't matter.
Well, being in the middle meant something at one time.
Yeah,
now
but
it don't mean
right?
nothing.
Biden's been him and his son have been. I mean, let's face it, it's proven. Right. They're corrupt pieces of shit. All right, and nobody will do nothing about it. Trump, on the other hand, under a fucking microscope for 5 years, right before he even got into office. And they found nothing. Yeah. Nothing.
Right, because they were looking for something. But that doesn't take away the way he presents himself.
Don't care about how he presents himself.
I do.
I don't either.
I don't. It's results, dude. You know the stock market fucking broke records.
But results matter when someone sets those boundaries. Someone could come along and be better than Trump and break those results.
Wait a minute.
Be higher than his results.
I don't
just
care
like
about
Brady.
That. What I care about is results. Trump got results.
So didn't Brady.
He obviously. See, here's the thing.
Everybody hates him because they envy him. That's why that's what the big majority of everybody hating him is all about. They're just envious.
It could be a little bit of that.
Oh, it's absolutely a good amount of that.
It could be a little bit of that, but you know, sometimes you can't. You know, it's not about results. It's about like this character's coming into office, and a lot of people don't like him, and that's right off the bat that you're not going to progress.
This is why this is why Trump's hated. He was never a politician, right? Never ran for any office, and then became president. His first time out.
Yeah,
while all these other politicians were saying, "Now it's my turn."
Right.
And he put a thumb in their eye.
Should you fight fire with fire, though?
What?
I just think his approach was wrong. I think he fought fire.
I don't care about his approach.
Exactly. I don't care if he's an English professor.
And this is how you guys. This is why I can't see how you guys can't come to agreement with this. Is he was a bit selfish because even though the media was trashing him and constantly, you know, trying to take him down, he, as a good leader, he would have let them do what they want to do and present himself in the right way so he could be great to everybody.
So do you know what? So be the typical politician.
You wanted to kiss liberal ass in order to get along?
Be a typical politician, roll over, play dead to the media.
Yeah, the Republicans.
Do you have to roll over and play dead to it?
Because that's who's the only ones that roll over, Republicans.
So, Sammy, if I did, just say I come on the show with you tonight, right? and I did nothing but just trash you, you wouldn't defend yourself?
I would defend myself, but I would do it in a different way. So I
Really?
could defend myself by calling you a dickhead, or I could defend myself
I
by
didn't call you a dickhead.
No, that's not what he said.
That's not what I said. No, I know. I said I could defend myself. If you trash me on this the whole time, I could defend myself by calling you a dickhead and calling you names, or I could defend myself by proving your statements wrong.
Right.
But the only problem with that is when he did prove their statements wrong, nobody would broadcast it.
Yeah, the media just all of a sudden had...
They just have a blackout.
Yeah.
So how do you fight that?
Amnesia.
Well, all right. Here's an example. No. Listen to this, Sammy. Just say, you had a kid with a girl, right? And it fell apart. And she went to the courts and said he's molesting his daughter, and she said it 24/7, right? Would you defend yourself?
I would prove ways to show that I didn't.
But what if nobody would present that?
Well, I wouldn't turn that. If they're not presenting the facts, right, then I wouldn't turn it around by saying, hey, calling them names and doing it in a childish way.
I would. I absolutely would. I would do exact. See, do you know what? I'm sick of people saying, oh, well, the Republicans take the high ground. You know what? No. You fight fire with fire.
Exactly.
Do you know what the high ground gets you? Shot.
I don't think so. Not in politics. I don't think you should fight fire with fire in politics.
You don't think
remember, America is built off of a melting pot of different ideas.
No. Antifas? BLMs?
Yeah, they're the good guys.
Yeah, those are the good guys that are killing people.
Yeah, they're the good guys.
No, they're not the good guys.
But that's what the media would have you believe.
Well, those are the young kids of today that are killing.
And the voter fraud started 4 years ago when Trump first got into office and they were fucking, poisoning the way people think. But that does not mean that Trump.
How do you poison somebody?
Childish. I think he could have presented himself in a better way and got people on his side and really exposed the media instead of dividing the country.
What'd you want, John Kennedy?
Dividing the country. Dividing the country. That's what the Democrats did.
Yeah, that's what Obama did
under Barack.
Whether you like Bernie Sanders or not, he had a sense of newness to him. He had some
Bernie?
new ideas that he
83, all 83 years of them?
Yeah.
No, his newness started in 1917 when the Bolsheviks took over.
and listen though, but I'm judging Bernie as a way. I'm not judging him by his policies. I'm judging him as a way he presents himself. And what was interesting to me is he did this podcast and he was on air for 3 hours talking to somebody. And they picked him apart. They gave him roadblocks, but he still answered himself. Trump doesn't do that.
Oh,
Trump
he does.
He does. He rambles. He'll stop when he gets off of Air Force One and he'll talk to a thing. But
when they ask stupid questions, I wouldn't answer it either.
Yeah. Right. Well, since you lied, President Obama, what do you think about that lie you told?
Yeah, but Trump has the power to have his own. He already has his own following. He could have did that. He could have said, you know what? Open up the press conference room. No media. Let me just talk. And he didn't do that. And when he would talk, he would expose himself in this polarizing way.
If he ever said no media, they would have butchered him. He's hiding something. His connections with Russia and Putin.
No, because I don't think they would have said that. I think
of course they would have.
They would have went on that nightly news and fucking trashed him anyways. But you could have no media in the press conference. You could speak whenever you want. What president used to do the fireside chats?
FDR.
FDR. He could have done something like that. But
FDR was a piece of shit, by the way.
I'm not judging these politicians by their policies. I'm judging
He's
them
the reason
how
for
they
Medicare
with the people, because that's what matters most. The way you interact with the people as a whole.
if that's how you vote, right? Take your fucking voter registration and burn it, because you don't deserve to have it.
That's one of the aspects of how I vote. That's one of the
5 minutes.
If you judge a politician not on their results, but by the way they present themselves, you're an ass.
All right, this is what we need to do next week. We need to have a liberal on, and we need to have a Republican on.
We do.
Yeah, we got 2 Republicans and a liberal.
I don't think see you.
You want to bring somebody?
No. I'm sorry. My mistake, an idiot.
You want to bring another liberal on to make you feel better?
Yeah, God.
I will. And I'm not an idiot. I'm very.
I didn't mean that.
I was just kidding.
I make good money and I do well in life, and I'm not an idiot. I have my own thoughts and I judge people based on how they act.
But the problem is, right? You're worried about optics when I'm worried about results.
That life is optics.
No, it's not. Results are what life is about. Optics are one thing.
What is it?
Optics.
Optics, they can be changed.
But the proof's in the pudding. At the end of the day, you have to show something. And if you go, well, I looked good. Yeah, you didn't sell anything. Yeah, but I looked good.
Right.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Set myself up for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to come back and ask for my number.
Yeah.
No, that's that. So first, when I judge a politician, I first got to judge them off of that, because that's what you see first. It's like a salesman. You don't want a salesman showing up in sweatpants.
Right.
So you know, that's one quality you have to possess. You have to possess a quality that makes people respect you for who you are. And if you can't do that, then you can't sell me the car.
See, I wouldn't give a fuck I wouldn't care if a salesman was in sweatpants if he gives me the good deal. If I get the Googlephonic stereo with the Moonrock needle at the price I want, I don't give a fuck if you're wearing a loincloth.
The salesman doesn't fucking make up my mind, that's for sure.
It's the product and the price.
If I don't like the salesman.
Yeah, I could give 2 fucks about
that's salesman. Why I like that Carvana thing. If I was rich, I'd be buying vehicles. You go in, stick a coin in the slot, and your car comes down.
Oh, we only got a few minutes left, right?
Yeah.
2 minutes.
All right, well, I want to plug our show.
All right.
You can watch Jimmy and I on Pod Talk at 8 p.m. Eastern here on this lovely station. And want to do a shout out to the troops. All the troops serving here and abroad. Hope you get home soon. And God bless you and Merry Christmas.